I'm State Representative Justin Simmons of the 131st District, and welcome to my legislative report. Today, we are at the Grand Theater in East Greenville and are joined by Ed Baczynski. Ed, what makes the Grand Theater different from other traditional movie theaters?
We are a fully restored 1924 historic landmark. There's very few single screens left in the United States, and one thing that makes us very unique is we are privately owned. Most single screeners use taxpayer dollars and grants to keep running. We're self-sustaining and we're very proud to be.
That's excellent. You purchased the Grand Theater in 2004.
Yes.
And it's been here for many years. Can you tell me about the history of this great
It was
place?
built in 1924 as a silent movie theater. In 1928, it got equipped for sound and got its first renovation. In 1967, the theater was sold away from the original families, and by that time it was run down and in pretty rough shape. So a new gentleman by the name of Jack Klein purchased it, completely renovated the theater, and even changed the name. His motto was everything new, including the name, to the Valley Theater. He owned it until the late 80s. In the late 80s, the owner of the Broad Theater in Souderton purchased it. That theater was also designed by the same architect that designed this theater. And then it ran into financial troubles and ultimately closed in 2004 when we purchased it.
When you purchased this theater, it was in rough shape back in 2004. What was the process like of restoring it and making it into what it is today?
The funny thing is, it only took 6 months to build the theater. It took almost a year to restore the theater. It was on the verge of almost beyond repair. It was half of the ceiling was laying on the floor. There was mushrooms growing on the wall. It was in very rough shape.
What motivated you to do it?
When I was 3 or 4 years old, my parents took me to the old Lansdale Theater in Lansdale, Pennsylvania to see the movie Benji. And the thing that caught me is they told me going into the theater, this is going to be one of the last shows they're going to show here because it's being torn down for a parking lot. And back then we had the choice of the AMC, I think it was Budco at the time, threeplex on 309 or the Lansdale Theater. And it was just, at that young age, I knew that there was something special about that old building, and it just really upset me that they were going to tear it down. I tried to talk to my parents for years about buying a theater, but they were smart.
What features of the restoration are you most proud of?
The fact that people come in here who remember the Valley Theater and the rough condition it was in, and they cannot believe that it's the same building, and the attention to detail that everybody sees that I put into the restoration.
The Grand Theater features a historic organ.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Originally, actually, the theater never had an organ. It had a 6-piece Grand Theater orchestra, which one of the co-owners was the conductor of the East Greenville band. So since he was part owner of the theater, he did not want an organ in the theater. Since I wanted to feature an occasional classic silent film, an orchestra was out of the question. So we purchased the theater organ, which came out of the Rivoli Theater in Chicopee, Massachusetts from 1923.
The Grand Theater is a single-screen movie theater. What are some of the challenges you face competing against a multi-screen movie theater?
Not that many. Our biggest challenge is lack of variety because I'm limited to showing, obviously, one movie at a time. However, because of our price point and the fact that we run mostly first-run film, we beat the multiplexes in attendance.
That's excellent. This is very popular in the area, as is evidenced by the attendance. Do you have any plans to expand it?
We're always looking at other opportunities for other historic theaters to save. As far as expanding the Grand as it is, I cannot modify the original design of the building because my heart won't let me do it.
You mentioned classic films that you show here at the theater. Can you give us an idea of some of the films that are included in that and the variety of films?
Absolutely. Well, we're primarily a first-run movie theater, and we specialize mostly in family film. That is our bread and butter. Many families in the area are proud working-class families and just cannot afford to go to a multiplex and drop over $100 for a movie. Every fall we feature a silent film series utilizing our historic organ, and we bring in a artist from New York who specializes in accompanying silent films. It's quite a specialty. I actually do have one loaded in the projector right now, the 1922 Nosferatu, which I'd be happy to let you see on the big screen.
Can you show it to us?
Absolutely. It's the 1922 classic Nosferatu featuring Max Schreck as Nosferatu. As I said, every fall we feature a silent film series where we have a professional organist come in. He writes his own score to the movie and only plays based on notes that he has at the organ console as to the character music he selects for each character and scenes. So when you would come in here, usually every fall, you would actually see the image on the screen like that, accompanied with the theater organ. And many people don't think that silent films can be good. I've had silent films where people come out scared to death, such as Nosferatu, and we did show the movie Wings, and I would say 99% of the people exiting after Wings still had wet eyes. It was that moving.
Wow, that's pretty cool stuff.
Yes.
You own the Subway next door as well. You
Yes.
want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we purchased that in 2007, and we did the exterior restoration in 2007. Beginning in January, what was supposed to be a 2-month restoration turned into a 7-month restoration to change the ceiling light fixtures back to its original 1924 appearance. And we are the most historic subway in North America.
Wow.
That process took 3 years just to get approval from Subway Corporate in Connecticut.
Wow.
To be able to do that to our store.
Excellent. Where can viewers find out more about the theater and such as showtimes?
The best way is on our website, which is www.thegrandtheater.org, or on Facebook at The Grand Theater, and theater is spelled ending in ER.
Great. Ed, is there anything else you'd like to add today?
No, I appreciate you coming out today, Representative Simmons, and selecting the Grand for one of your reports. And thank you for serving the Upper Perkiomen Valley, and we hope to see you for many years to come.
Thank you, Ed, and thank you for all your efforts in preserving the community and making it the unique community that it is.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today. I'm Representative Justin Simmons of the 131st District, and thank you for joining me for my legislative report.